What do you think about the markets right now?
Well, be it metals, be it the stock market, be it any other commodity that's for sale, it's a bloodbath.
Buy your gold and silver online from SD Bullion. New customers get gold or silver at spot by visiting sdbullion.com/new.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Good to see you, Adrian.
See you.
Morning, Silver Dragon.
Good to see you, Harry.
Too.
And it is an insane day right off the bat. I mean, we got to talk about it. It's Monday.
Black Monday.
Yeah, everything is getting murdered. So, I mean, where are we at right now?
The metals, actually have recovered some this morning. Silver was down over $2 earlier this morning. It's still down $1.37 an ounce. Gold was down about $70 2 hours ago. Now it's recovered. Now it's only down $44.30. But look at platinum, palladium, just everything is way down, and on a percentage basis, it's pretty scary. Silver is almost 5% down, and gold was over 2% down again a little earlier this morning. And I think this market's doing better than, say, the Japanese stock market, which was down a record amount overnight. And the U.S. stock market opened 1,000 points lower just this morning. And apparently the cryptocurrencies are suffering badly too, as is the price of oil. So it's one of those mornings when there's no proportions, like one goes up, the other goes down. Everything's down today.
Yeah, everything did go down. And as you mentioned, silver at one point, it was down, what, like $2 or over?
$2, yes.
Oh my goodness. This reminds me of like when COVID got kicked off and the metals dipped initially with everything. It was just a sell-off across the board, but then they did recover very fast. Gold went to an all-time high and the rest is history. Do you think this is just a temporary thing with the metals, or is this a new trend that we're starting here?
Everything's temporary. Is it just today? I don't think so. I think, the market is going to have to recover over the next few days and maybe the next week, where there's so much fear out there that people are selling what they have. And when you sell a lot of assets, be it gold or stocks or anything else, it depresses the prices. And so what's going on here probably won't end today. I hope it does, but the truth is, I think we're in for a rocky ride this week. Now, the other side of the coin, pun intended, would be all the trouble in the world. The Middle East is about to blow sky high, especially when you consider that Iran is saber rattling towards Israel, and to save face, those evil mullahs are going to have to go and do something in revenge for their guest being killed the other day. Good riddance. That maybe could strengthen the metals market, because metals really respond positively to strife in the world. But there's a weird mix going on here. There's a fear of inflation, and now a very real fear of a recession in the United States. And because of that, the markets are just selling off. Be it metals, be it the stock market, be it any other commodity that's for sale, it's a bloodbath.
Yeah, I agree. What do you think, Adrian? I know you're in tune with this stuff, and you pointed out crypto is getting murdered. What do you think about all this?
Yeah, if we're comparing metals to the other markets and crypto, I would say with metals, you see that they dropped in price. But just looking at gold, it's down 1.7%, where all the other markets are at least 3% or higher.
Yeah,
down. So it's not something that you see normally, where the market comes down as far as the stocks, but as well as gold and silver. So it's something that's very reminiscent of the pandemic, kind of like you were saying, where you see just everything dropping. So I would say if you had some money in the market or in gold, if you had some gold, you're still okay. You're still at $2,400 an ounce, whereas the Dow is down, over 1,000 points.
Yeah, I would prefer to have money in gold. I think when we see a sell-off like this, it's not that people necessarily want to be selling their gold or silver, but there's margin calls and they have to sell what they can. It's the only choice they really have.
Yeah, and the thing I like about metals too is you don't lose weight. You still have the ounce of gold. The price might go down a little bit, but you still have your 1 ounce of gold.
Yeah, if you're measuring it against other metals, then yeah, it doesn't change when you're holding the physical.
Adrian just hit the nail right on the head with what he just said, because a lot of stackers are stacking gold and silver because it's days like this, because of no confidence in the stock market, no confidence in the future of the dollar. As Adrian said, if you have your metals, you still have them. Why get overly concerned about measuring them against something you already don't believe in? If you have 300 ounces of silver and 5 ounces of gold, unless you panic and sell it today, you still have it, and you'll have it tomorrow. And that's why you bought it, is because if this is the collapse, you've got your metal. That's why you bought it.
Today is not a day to be selling anything as far as gold and silver. I mean, I would want to be buying on the dips. To me, this looks like an opportunity to get in, get more. And, one thing I want to get your thoughts on is the premiums. Because we know that a lot of coin shops, when they see days like today, they'll actually just raise the premium to where they're selling stuff basically for the same price that they were on Saturday. Do you guys actually lower your silver and gold prices when we see a dip like this?
Absolutely. We feel like our customers are bright people. They're not idiots. And so to try to pass off a new premium at the old price, let's say of Saturday, which was the last day most of us were open, and get away with it, I don't think is a winning strategy. I haven't quite put everything away yet, but on Saturday, our constitutional, our junk silver, we were selling at 22 times face. This morning, we're at 20 times face. So we are reflecting a real difference in the price today. Let's go over here to the rounds and bars. On Saturday, this is what we were selling everything for. Look at today's prices. They almost directly reflect the dip in the price, about $1.50 an ounce.
Actually, yeah, with rounds, for right now, silver's only down $1.25, and you lowered the price $1.50.
Well, bear in mind, I printed this 20 minutes ago, the new price, and it's so volatile this morning, I'll probably end up doing it twice again today, because I was responding, or reacting rather, to the $1.50 plus drop 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, it's going to be a crazy day. And I said in my last video on Saturday, I'm expecting extreme volatility this week, and we're definitely seeing that right now.
Yeah, and this will separate the true stackers from those who are just goofing around, because those who are in it for the long term, in it to protect their families from the unknown, this is just one of those days. It's a bad day, but no matter what happens on that board today, you still have your stack.
Yeah, I think it's really important. Basically, as you were just saying, that you measure your wealth in ounces, yes, not in dollars, because the dollar could go to zero. It could hyperinflate and not exist in a few years, 10 years, 20 years from now. Yes. But if you are measuring your wealth and how many ounces of silver you have, how many ounces of gold you have, it literally doesn't matter what the dollar does.
Exactly, because it's, think about it, the yen, right? What's happened to the yen these past few days? And if you're measuring your ounce of gold versus the yen, it's like, but you still have your ounce of gold.
Exactly.
You don't have to sell it in yen. I'd rather have the ounces than digits on the screen.
Yeah, I would too.
During the Great Depression, there were fortunes lost. Everyone knows that. That's history. But what's not talked about very often is the fortunes gained during the Great Depression. People like the Kennedy family, for instance, were picking up real estate at pennies on the dollar, picking up stock at pennies on the dollar. So the really smart money will look at a situation like this and say, maybe time to add to the stack, or add to my portfolio of stocks, or add to my real estate holdings. Because markets like this can lose fortunes, but if you're courageous, it could make fortunes.
I absolutely agree with that. And I think, like you said, the smart stackers are going to be picking up more today. And I hope lots of coin shops around the country are following suit and actually lowering the prices, because when they raise the premium to just combat the dips, to me, that feels really fishy. It's like, come on, like, we know the price went down.
Yeah, the truth is, you got to vote with your feet when you're a buyer. If you're being played like that from your local shop, don't buy from them. Be smart today. The prices should reflect the dip in the market.
And I guess another thing too is, I'm sure people don't want to be selling. But if you were selling when we see the price go down, obviously the buyback prices are going to go down too as well, right?
Sure they are. Sure they are.
Yeah.
But you can just sit on the sidelines and just enjoy your stack today. Be glad you have it, because this might be a period of time that defines why you bought it. Maybe it gets a lot worse out there. Maybe the Middle East becomes World War III, God forbid. But that's why you bought it.
Kind of what Harry was saying too. If you've been waiting on the sidelines to jump in gold, I mean, days like this are good opportunities. I mean, I don't know what the price is going to do, but you want to buy when it's down. So as they say, be a contrarian investor.
And to what Adrian said, if you follow the crowd and the crowd takes you in the right direction, it'll be the first time in history. So I wouldn't follow the crowd today or any other day.
Yeah. Well, I think, people look at metals as an alternative asset. But for me, I look at them as like one of the main things you should be doing with all the craziness going on. I don't trust the government. I don't trust the markets. I don't trust countries around the world. I do trust metals. They've been money for thousands of years, and they will always be money.
Yeah, and the money you have in your safe, under your bed, in the hole in the backyard is still there unless you sell into this weakness.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that people don't need to sell. I think if you don't need to sell, you absolutely should not be selling, because as we saw during COVID, the metals dipped pretty hard, but they recovered very quickly, and they've been doing very well ever since then. So I think this could just be a temporary thing, but we'll have to wait and see.
Everything's a temporary thing.
No doubt. All right. Thank you so much, Harry.
Thanks, Silver Dragons.
Thanks, Adrian.
Thank you.